Hello and welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. In today's video we are going to be going over the free-to-play characters and how to get them, and I'm going to be going over 4 of them that I think are going to be really good and you should probably actually use, because let's face it, not all characters are created equal, and that is the same for the free-to-play ones. Now before we get into the rest of the video, I do want to say that there is a slight spoiler in this. I forgot to mention it in one of my other videos. I do apologize. So if you care about spoilers, be careful on this video because there's a spoiler. If you don't care, let me just get into it. So let's start out. So with this list, the reason I have it like it is just because they're grouped into different things. The first group is pretty much the start of the game. You get to pick your MC, the Trailblazer, male or female, doesn't matter. Once you have that, good to go. First character. Then when you're doing the tutorial, you get Don Hang and March 7th. Near the end of the tutorial, whenever you get to the summon, your first character that you're always going to get is Asta. And that's the tutorial ones. Then, through pre-registering, since we've hit the milestone for pre-registers, we're all going to get Serval. She is the character in A. Then, the other 4 characters, 3 in a sense, are obtained from 1. Natasha is obtained from a quest, just doing story. Once you get far enough, you get her. Herta is obtained from doing the simulated universe 2, 4, and 6. So you get her and 2 dupes. And then I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name because I know I'm going to say it wrong. Anyway, the one next to Herta, you get her from clearing the 3rd floor of Forgotten Hall. These 2 modes are not end game, but they are going to be slightly harder because once you get to the higher floors in them, they are the end game. So do note that you're probably not going to be able to get them instantly, but with like a little bit of either money from just getting characters or just playtime, you should be able to get them. And then the last character is the Fire Trailblazer. Now with him or her, depending on who you pick, you get them from defeating you get him by defeating the boss. Well, you get to use him in the boss fight for the first world. I'm forgetting the name of it. My time with the beta wasn't that long, so I actually don't remember what the world was called, but it is a boss fight. Spoiler. Now, I'm going to go over 4 of the characters I think are actually good. That way, when you're starting the game, if you're not going to summon, or you're going to save, or whatever it may be, you'll know what characters are good. Now, let's start with Natasha. Now, Natasha is pretty much just going to be your healer out the gate, unless you pull the 5-star healer. I'm forgetting her name as well. You can tell I'm really bad with names. It was Bailu. Anyway, she is a physical healer. She has a basic attack, just as physical damage. She can heal an ally by 9% of her HP plus 60. Heals the ally for another 6% of Natasha's HP plus 40 at the beginning of each turn for 2 turns. And her ultimate heals the allies for 11.1% of Natasha's max HP plus 74. Her talent is when healing allies with HP values of 30% of their max HP or lower, increases her outgoing healing by 25%. Her technique immediately attacks the enemy. After entering battle, deals physical damage equal to 80% of her attack to a random enemy, with a 100% base chance to weaken all enemies. Enemies that are weakened deal 30% less damage for 1 turn. Then her dupes, pretty much the gist of them are: when you get hit, regenerate for the 4th dupe, which I think is probably the most important one. Then I know I jumped to the 4th one because I really like that one, because her getting ult and being able to heal whenever is really strong. But anyway, back to the first one. After being attacked, if Natasha's current HP is 30% or lower, she will heal herself for 1 time to restore HP equal to 20% of her max HP plus 160 if you triggered 1 time per battle. Very, very nice. That's probably going to be very useful in the sort of abyss, dungeon, simulated universe, whatever you want to call it. And then after using her ultimate, she grants continuous healing with HP at 30% or lower for 1 turn. At the beginning of their turn, if their HP is restored by 10% of Natasha's max HP plus 80. So there's more healing, really. Oh yeah, and then she has a basic attack that scales off her HP at her last dupe, which is nice. And then this one removes debuffs, more healing. Her continuous healing lasts an extra turn. Pretty much this character is just all healing based, which is very, very strong considering that there's not going to be a lot of characters to really help you out with healing at the beginning. So it's nice that they have this one for free. Next up is Asta. I actually used Asta quite a bit when I was playing. Only switched her out when I got Welt. So what she does, she does fire damage with her skill. Each bombardment deals fire damage equal to 25% of her attack at a random enemy. Pretty much you activate the skill, it'll hit whatever enemy you target, and then it just randomly bounces around. There's a lot of skills like that in this game. Then her ultimate increases the speed of all allies by 36% for 2 turns. Very nice ult. Her talent is gains a charge stack for every different enemy hit by Asta, plus an additional stack if the enemy has fire weakness. For every charge stack she has, all allies attack plus 5% up to 5 times. Starting from her second turn, Asta's charge stack count is reduced by 3 at the beginning of every turn. I don't really know how I feel too much about this. The fact that it's only 5 times, reduced by 3 at the beginning of every turn, kind of sucks, but I will say the ultimate is really nice. Then her technique immediately attacks enemy after entering battle, deals fire damage equal to 50% of her attack to all enemies. Pretty much, if you just want to start the fight with some damage, pretty good. Also, the range is pretty far when you're in the overworld. Then her dupes are 1 additional time to an enemy on her skill, so it'll bounce hit someone else. After using her ultimate, her charge attacks will not reduce in the next turn, so that's very nice. On her fourth one, Asta's energy regeneration rate increases by 50% when there are 2 or more charge stacks. Then her last one is she loses 1 less charging stack every turn. So pretty much if you get her to the 6th dupe, it won't be a huge problem for losing stacks, but if you only have her at her first with no dupes, it's going to be kind of rough. Then with her skills, she gets a basic attack, has an 80% chance to burn enemies for 3 turns. They take fire DOT equal to 30% of her basic attack damage. When she's on the field, all allies' fire damage increased by 8%. And then Asta's defense increases by 6% for every current charge stack she possesses. I like the last 2. The second one is very nice for fire enemies and can be useful with the fire Trailblazer. Next up is March 7th, and in a sense, the Fire Trailblazer, as they are going to have somewhat similar roles with applying shields. So for March 7th, she provides a single ally with a shield that can absorb damage equal to 48% of March 7th's defense, plus 160 for 3 turns. If the ally's HP is 30% of their max HP or higher, greatly increase the chance of enemies attacking that ally. Pretty much, this is really, really useful for if you have an ally who's about to die, you want to shield them so you can heal them. They have a shield. Or if you have someone who's tanky or you want them to get hit like Clara, shield them, they take hits, and they have the shield. Of course, only when they have a certain amount of HP, so that's pretty nice. Then her ultimate deals 90% of her attack to all enemies. On hit, the enemy has a 50% base chance to be frozen for 1 turn. When they're frozen, they can't act, and they take 30% of March's attack at the beginning of each turn. Very nice. The freeze not activating can be kind of unfortunate, as it just makes the ult do damage and nothing else, but the freeze is very nice regardless. Then we have her talent. After a shielded ally is attacked by an enemy, March 7th immediately counters, dealing ice damage equal to 50% of her attack. This effect can be triggered 2 times each turn. I feel like it would be a lot better if it didn't have the 2 turn limit, but still good nonetheless, especially when you're just starting out and you need all the damage you can get. Then her technique is immediately attacks the enemy. After entering battle, there's a 100% base chance to freeze a random enemy for 1 turn, and then when frozen, 50% DOT of her attack. Now, with her dupes, increases the number of times the talent's counter effect can be triggered each turn by 1. When counter is triggered, it deals additional ice damage equal to 30% of her defense. Every time March 7th's ultimate freezes a target, it regenerates 10 energy. Then on the 4th dupe, upon entering battle, grant a shield equal to 50% of March 7th's defense, plus 200 to the ally with the lowest HP. I'm a very, very big fan of that one. That'll be very helpful in some of the harder runs of the simulated universe. And then her last one is allies under the protection of her shield grant by the skill restore HP equal to 6% of their max HP plus 48 at the beginning of each turn. And then her ascensions are she removes debuff from a target. I've noticed that there's a lot of ascensions that remove debuffs. Curious how many debuffs we're going to have to deal with in the end game. Anyway, the duration of the shield generated from her skill is extended for 1 turn, and then her ultimate base chance to freeze enemies by 15%. This last one's not the greatest because it only brings it up to a 65% chance, which isn't that high compared to the 50, but I mean, I guess it's something, you know? And last but not least, we have the Trailblazer, which I'm actually really excited because when I used Trailblazer, it was probably not one of my most built up characters, so I didn't see that much craziness, but I'm excited to see how they can go for a free character with their kit. Now their basic attack actually has an additional effect. Pretty much they attack and they gain a stack of magma will. Their skill increases the Trailblazer's damage reduction by 42% and gains 1 magma will, with a 100% base chance to increase the likelihood of being attacked by all enemies. Pretty much it's a taunt that gives you damage reduction. Then the ultimate deals fire damage equal to 6% of the Trailblazer's defense. The next basic attack will automatically enhance and does not cost magma will. Then the talent, each time the Trailblazers hit, they gain a stack of magma will for a max of 8 stacks. When magma will has no fewer than 4 stacks, the Trailblazer's basic attack becomes enhanced, dealing damage to a single enemy and adjacent allies. When the Trailblazer uses a basic attack skill or ultimate, apply shield to all allies. That absorbs damage equal to 5.4% of the Trailblazer's defense plus 23. The shield lasts for 2 turns. Kind of a lot. That shield, however, is going to be mad useful, considering it can be triggered on pretty much anything that you do, as long as you have the stacks. And since you're taunting, you're going to be getting hit a lot. Plus, the fact that you have damage reduction on your skill is pretty nice. Then the technique at the start of the next battle gains a shield that blocks damage equal to 50% of the Trailblazer's defense plus 160 for 1 turn. Then we have the dupes. Do note that the dupes are different than the standard the Trailblazer. I almost said Starblazer. Anyway, when the Trailblazer uses their basic attack, deals additional fire damage equal to 15% of their defense. When the Trailblazer uses their enhanced basic attack, it becomes 20% instead. Then on their second dupe, the shield applied to all allies by the effect blocks additional damage equal to 30% of the Trailblazer's defense plus 12. Not the hugest boost, but still nice to have. Then on the fourth dupe, immediately gain 4 stacks of magma will at the beginning of the battle. That one is kind of nice. And then on the last dupe is after using an enhanced basic attack ultimate, the Trailblazer's defense increased by 10%, stacks up to 3 times. It sucks that it's not on the skill too, but I guess it is what it is. Then on the Ascensions, after using a skill, the damage taken from all allies is reduced by 15% for 1 turn. I really like that one as well. Using enhanced basic attack restores HP up to 5% of the Trailblazer's max HP. And then when the Trailblazer is protected by a shield, obtaining the turn increased attack by 50% and regenerates 5 energy until the action is over. I do wish that was defense, as most of the Trailblazer's moves are based off of defense, but I mean, at least there's the energy. There is a few things that are a bit wonky, but I am very excited to see the Fire Trailblazer in action. And of course, back to the list. These are all the free characters. Everybody else is either going to be a pullable 5-star or a 4-star. 2 of them, Sealy being the first one, will be in special limited banners. But considering you have 4 characters you get to use at a time, I think this is a pretty good list for the launch. Of course, they can always give us more characters when the game comes out. As of right now, we don't know if there will be additional characters in the game or if this is just it, but I'm excited to see what they give us. But anyway, that would pretty much be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. Please leave a like and comment what your favorite free-to-play character is, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Rail content. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video.